We now welcome a record-setting wide receiver and returnman at Navy. Upon graduation in the service, he went on to be a Navy pilot, then on to the NFL. Super Bowl 21 champion with the New York Giants, caught a touchdown in the big game, and now the president of Academy Securities. Phil, thank you for joining us.
Ricky, it's my pleasure. Happy to be with you and Paramount and the Veterans Network. I know you guys do great things, done great things, and just happy to be a part of it.
I appreciate your time. My first question I would like to ask is, why did you join the service?
that's a long answer, I guess. But I'll try to be as succinct as I can. My dad, my uncle, grandfather were enlisted Navy veterans. I went to high school and played football, but I was 145 pounds and nobody would give me a scholarship except for West Point and Annapolis. So that's how I ended up at Annapolis. I chose the Navy over the Army because of my dad's enlisted time in the Navy, and lucky to have an incredible experience at the Naval Academy, play football, graduate, go on to be a pilot for 5 years, and made some incredible relationships. I got a brotherhood. I never had a brother in real life, but I've got dozens of them through that Navy and Naval Academy experience.
Same here. I joined the Navy through family, so I can relate to that. Like going through, my father was in the military as well, so I can definitely relate to that.
It's a great thing to be part of. The camaraderie is second to none. And I think the biggest thing that I took out of the military is that I learned that I was part of something bigger than myself. And I think veterans and active duty military personnel you realize that you're part of this much bigger program, and everybody pulling together. And it's just an incredibly rewarding experience, and it's a great sacrifice too for many veterans that serve. But again, it serves as an incredible foundation for the things you do when you transition out of the military.
You were the last all-male class at the Naval Academy. How far have you seen the military come in regards to inclusion since then?
It's come an incredibly long way. Yeah, last class it was all male. 19 class that graduated in 1980. They came in the fall of 1976. First class of all women, and they were absolutely heroic. I think there were 84 of them out of 4,400 midshipmen. 84 women. Out of the 84 women, there was one black woman, Janie Mines. And I remember walking through the yard. I was 19 years old, thinking, I don't know if I can handle this. This might be too tough for me. And I remember seeing her walking the yard, the one and only Janie Mines. And I started to think to myself, if this incredible, brave young woman can handle this, I don't have near as much going against me as she does. I think I can do it. And circle back, to 2022, and Janie and I are still teammates here at Academy Securities, and she's absolutely wonderful. And you look at the military today. In the past, it used to be about brawn, and today it's about brains. And you need everybody. And my daughter May is a youngster, which is a sophomore at the Naval Academy currently. So I've been spending a lot more time down in Annapolis. And it's a lot better when you're on the outside looking in than vice versa at the Academy, I can tell you that. It gives you hope for our future. When you're around these kids for any amount of time, and you see the types of people they are and what they instill, it's just incredible the hope that it gives you for our country. They're so far beyond a lot of the problems that have held us back as a nation. But I am just absolutely so optimistic about our future, and knowing these kids like I have over the last few years.
What was your biggest takeaway from your time in the service, and how has it shaped you?
I think what it did was it made me realize that I was always uncomfortable, right? It's uncomfortable because you got to get up early, and you've got all these tasks, and you've got deployments, and all these rules and regulations. But I learned then that I was comfortable being uncomfortable.
Mm-hmm.
And it's kind of a strange sensation, but when you become comfortable being uncomfortable, there's no limit to what you can achieve. There's nothing you and your teammates can't accomplish when you're used to being uncomfortable. So I think that's great training for any military person, and veterans really understand that, because it's an uncomfortable situation to be in, but you get so used to it right? It becomes like an ally. And then you can take that with you into what you do. And, to me, civilian world's a heck of a lot easier.
Absolutely. I know the military definitely taught us how to be comfortable with the uncomfortable. Every day there's always something new
Yep.
popping up for us to figure out. And being a football player as yourself, also being in the NFL, what did the game mean to you as a player?
I think there's incredible similarities between being in the military and being on a team. Whether that team be a high school team or professional team, I think there's a selflessness you need to be a good teammate, to be a good sailor, soldier, Marine. And it's being part of something that's bigger than yourself and sacrificing for those next to you on either side of you. Look, there's a big difference. You go into battle on the football field, you might lose a game or fumble the ball away, but veterans know you screw up or something happens even out of your control, and the stakes are much greater, in the military.
And what's your prediction for the Army Navy game for this Saturday?
Oh, Navy's going to win. Navy's on a hot streak. Pretty happy the last couple of weeks. They lost to Notre Dame by 3 points. They beat Cincinnati. Those are two nationally ranked teams. So I think they've gotten stronger and improved at the absolute right time. You want to be playing your best football at the end of the year. And they had a very, very young team. There are only a few senior starters on the whole team. So I think it took them a while to get their sea legs under them, but I think they're there. And I'm looking for another great game and hopefully another win. Last year's win was, one of the best I've ever witnessed. And I'm greedy and I want another one.
On behalf of Paramount Veterans Network, thank you very much for your time.
Ricky, it's my pleasure. And salute to Paramount Veterans Network for all the great things that they do. And just Rich Jones over there at Paramount is absolute wonderful human being, veteran himself. And I'm just glad to be a part of what you guys are doing. And wish all the veterans well. And go Navy, beat Army.